So now, Fort Ancient, it's a 2,000-year-old prehistoric earthwork site. We're on the short list for World Heritage recognition right now, which means that we are going to be considered for a global destination for world travelers. But Fort Ancient itself is the largest and best preserved hilltop enclosure in the United States, 245 feet above the river, and we are enclosed by over 18,000 feet of earth walls. To give you an understanding, 1, 2, 3 earth walls, those are the 3 earth walls right there. So we're at the very tip of the iceberg. So Fort Ancient, again, hilltop enclosure, 18,000 feet of earth walls, built 2,000 years ago by people that we call the Hopewell cultural people. They would have used nothing more than the shoulder bones of deer and elk, split elk antler, clamshell, hose, digging sticks. Placing the soil into baskets that we've demonstrated would have held no more than about 35 to 40 pounds of soil. Well, how do we know that? Well, we've taken a trench through an earth wall right at State Route 350 and found actual basket loading of soil. So to figure out volume, you take your tape measure, measure the length of the stain, the depth of the stain, give those measurements to somebody who got better than straight C's in high school general math. That was me, yeah. And it gives you volume. There is an estimated 553,000 cubic yards of soil at this site. Now what's that mean to you guys? Absolutely nothing.
It's strategic protection.
And again, we are not a fort. We are a prehistoric church. But 553,000 cubic yards of soil. If we were to tear apart all of the earth walls, all 18,000 feet, and put them into dump trucks, each dump truck holding between 15 and 20 tons of soil, and park it at the Jeremiah Morrow Bridge on Interstate 71, which is about 1.5 miles away from here. Start parking the dump trucks end for end. You will end up 15 miles from downtown Cleveland, 200 miles away. That's a lot. They're saying 100 BC to AD 290 for construction, which is about 390 years when the average life expectancy of a man was only 30 to 35, ladies 28 to 32, with a 40% child mortality rate. 4 out of 10 children never made it past the age of 5. So we figure out a minimum of 19 generations was used to make Fort Ancient. 19 generations. So that would take about the 400-year period of time. And also we have the 4 mounds, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is over there. They're 512 feet apart and they're forming a perfect square, nearly perfect square. And what we were able to figure out is that the ancient ones 2,000 years ago were accomplished engineers and mathematicians. They had the ability and succeeded on building monuments of earth that were circular, square, oval, rectangular, parallel walls that stretched for miles in the distance without varying so much as 1 degree. So they were accomplished engineers and mathematicians. We don't know how they did it, but we know that we've been able to see that in the earthworks itself. So now, this is where it gets confusing. The Hopewell cultural people who built this site, they abandoned it. Their culture ceases to exist around AD 500. The site remains barren for 400 years, and then a second group of people come here and live back here. They live here, they die here, they have conflict. They have a stockade around their village, and they have a cemetery there. That's AD 900 to AD 1450. And then they leave. Nothing happens until 1798, when State Route 350, then called the Lebanon-Chillicothe Pike Road. And people started coming up to the site saying, gee whiz, what is this site? Well, it looks like a fort built by ancient people. Being an archaeologist, we always don't have the most imaginative of minds. We had to come up with a neat name. So let's call it Fort Ancient. Well, who built it? They never found the village over here. They found the village back here. And they mistakenly thought, the people who built this site must have been back here. Wrong. Let's name the people after the site. So in 1908, a new culture was born, which today we call the Fort Ancient culture. That's how we got the name of this particular site.